The yellow chakra pathway. 1. Let group dynamics reveal your blind spots. The yellow ray is the chakra of formalized relationships, the realm of birth families, marriage families, and work families. These groups create intense stimulation and equal desire for avoidance because they place us in the emotional pressure cooker we chose before incarnation. The Law of One notes that the value of this system cannot be overstated. These bonds form the structure through which we learn to open the heart. Yellow ray is not meant to be peaceful by default. It is meant to surface tendencies, distortions, and blind spots in concentrated form. Progressive seeing is the practice of understanding family groups as spiritual training grounds rather than prisons of obligation. When we view the challenges of family interactions as catalysts designed to move us toward green ray love, the yellow ray softens. This shift makes it possible to transform duty into honor and friction into profound growth. 2. Honor free will within structured relationships. Yellow chakra work includes learning to respect the free will of others while remaining steady in our own. Families, marriages, and group systems constantly tempt us to control outcomes, manage other people's choices, or impose our preferences. The Law of One teaches that yellow ray becomes distorted when we try to dominate or when we surrender our sovereignty to avoid conflict. True balance arises when we engage responsibly, speak honestly, set boundaries, and allow others to walk their path without interference. This is the mature expression of yellow energy, where service becomes clear, ethical, and aligned rather than entangled in control, dependency, or self-sacrifice. Only by honoring free will within structured relationships can the yellow chakra stabilize and allow energy to rise toward the heart. 3. The inner work of yellow chakra. Clearing. Yellow ray clearing requires conscious reflection. At day's end, it is helpful to revisit the emotional landscape of the day and identify moments of contraction. These stuck points often originate in childhood patterns that persist unconsciously. The Law of One suggests viewing these old memories as faded copies of past pain. The original wound has long since been processed, yet the copied imprint remains stored in memory. To heal, we intensify the painful feeling, allow it to rise fully, then invite the balancing energy to emerge. Impatience summons patience. Anger calls forth understanding. Fear evokes courage. When the balancing force is felt as strongly as the original distortion, the memory releases its hold and the yellow chakra softens, allowing energy to rise once again. 4. The energetic foundation of true healing. Yellow ray healing works through will. It involves one person trying to help another by pushing energy, guidance, or effort into them. This can bring temporary comfort, yet it does not create lasting change because the other person's energy has not shifted from within. There is nothing wrong with this approach. It simply has a built-in limitation. Real transformation begins in the heart and follows a specific inner sequence. The healer must see the self with full compassion, acknowledge distortions without judgment, and experience self-forgiveness so deeply that the energy body becomes balanced. Only then can the healer become a calm, open field in which others feel safe to release their own constrictions through their own free will. Healing is not something the healer does, but something the healer becomes. It is not forced but invited, and its success depends entirely on the patient choosing a new alignment from within, rather than the healer supplying power from the outside. When the heart is open, a genuine healing environment emerges, and the patient decides whether to realign their energy body in response. 5. The awakening power of human love. In yellow ray, humans have the ability to awaken second-density beings through affection and sustained attention. Pets begin as instinctive, unindividuated consciousness, yet become personalized through our love. This investment accelerates their evolution toward third-density readiness. The downside is that pets also absorb the emotional complexities of human life and can reflect distortions through jealousy, neurosis, or anxiety. Love is powerful enough to awaken and distort. The same principle extends to ancient trees, sacred places, and environments saturated with human devotion. The yellow ray learning is to recognize how our love individualizes and awakens the world around us. 6. The foundational work beneath the heart. All relationship structures of the lower chakras, including family and group bonds, are carefully designed pre-incarnative lessons. Each relationship holds a specific configuration of catalyst intended to teach patterns of giving, receiving, balancing, and surrender. Yellow ray, in particular, carries immense complexity because it governs the structured relationships that shape our identity. Every interaction with groups, families, and commitments creates potential blockage. The conscious player must continually return to these lower centers, clear distortions, forgive the self, forgive others, and maintain emotional transparency. Only when red, orange, and yellow are balanced can the heart open fully and the seeker evolve from a clever great ape into a spiritually awakened human being. 7. Avoid jumping ahead to higher chakras before clearing the lower ones. The temptation for spiritual seekers is to skip the dense work of the lower chakras and jump straight into the more attractive practices of the higher centers. The Law of One warns that this is a major pitfall. Red, orange, and yellow form the energetic foundation, and without clearing these centers, any attempt to operate in blue or indigo drains the physical and emotional body. Only a balanced base can support advanced spiritual work. Many seekers prefer the intellectual and spiritual pleasures of communication, contemplation, meditation, and esoteric study, which feel elevated compared to addressing survival patterns, emotional triggers, and family dynamics. Yet the Law of One teaches that tending the lower chakras is the essential housework of spiritual development. Without this maintenance, the staircase to the higher centers is unstable. Each day we must check red, orange, and yellow for unresolved catalyst, because neglected distortions accumulate and block the flow of power needed for authentic spiritual growth.